Streaming. Good morning, everybody. Good morning and good morning. Let's go over real quick. We got 4 minutes to go over some zones and some time frames. So real quick, 30-minute, 40. I think it was the 1 hour on crude. We had a bit of a basing candle here. Not the best demand zone, but it did have a push and some follow through, and it has held up a few times. So what I'm looking for on crude is if we could sweep this low right here at 74.53, stay in this demand and look for a long position to sweep the low and then go to the high, right? So the accumulation, manipulation, then distribution would be great on crude. I want to look at the daily on crude. This is NQ selling off right now, so I'm not too worried about that. That's okay. Look at crude on the daily, guys. It's a very bullish daily on crude, so I'm thinking that I'm probably going to look for these longs down here. A bit more higher probability, a bit of an A+ setup, I suppose. The question is, do we have any other demand zones here on crude? We have a little bit of a 30-minute demand zone right here. So I'm going to watch that as a potential pinpoint entry to see really how we react to that. And that's how we'll take crude today. So that's setup A on crude, and we'll create more setups as the day goes. Let's mark some highs on gold. This is our buy side liquidity. So this could work as a potential target or entry. This was a broken demand zone and broke a while ago, so we're going to get rid of that. 90-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour. I'm looking at these points of consolidation on every time frame to see if I could find a demand zone. We sort of have a 3 hour right here, but I wonder if you guys know, if I've said it enough, what's wrong with this zone? What's wrong with this move compared to others? Why would I not like this one? What was that?
It hasn't got a strong enough pullback to the zone.
Yes, perfect. Right, so it hasn't. We didn't have the strongest pullback, the strongest push out of the zone. Right, so we wicked on this second candle. Usually I want the wick on this lower candle, and the follow through wasn't the best up until this last candle at least. So that tells me 3 hour is a no-go. Let's check some maybe lower time frames. It looks like there is a 45-minute demand zone right here. And the reason this one looks okay is because it did sweep this previous low, and it had a pretty strong move afterwards, right? It had some continuation. It has yet to retest this zone, so there are orders in this area. So we're going to mark this as a D45 and 2 zigzags. So now we have our range, right? By using supply and demand and support and resistance, or buy side and sell side liquidity, we're able to find that our range here on gold is about 30 points, right? So we could look for this play, or if, we wanted to mark out a previous low, that would also give us an even tighter range. Now we're going from here. 19-point range, right? So that's on gold. So that's gold and crude right now. I think the market is opened in 30 seconds. That was a pretty good quick rundown. Guys, give me a half a second. Grab a water so we're good for the day. Alright, I'm back. Market is opened. So a lot of selling pressure, great selling pressure right at open. We are in this bit of a demand zone. Guys, we do have to remember, this is the NASDAQ now. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, everybody. We're still creating, without breaking this low right here, we're still creating a higher low. So it's hard to take shorts here unless you have your setup, unless you know what your setup is and you're taking that trade setup, then you really don't have a play here. It's really difficult to find where our stop loss would be, where our entry would be. We wouldn't want to short the lows. We don't sell the lows and buy the highs. The momentum is to the downside, so I wouldn't be looking for longs here either. So a lot of times we have to recognize when the market conditions just aren't in our favor. Let's add an alert here, add an alert here. Let's go to the 15 real quick, see if there are any imbalance entries we could use, potentially on gold. We have this 15-minute fair value gap, so we'll see how that wants to hold up. We're going to come to NQES again. We'll just keep a close eye on them. We see ES is a bit stronger right now, trying to hold that key level. Nasdaq's trying to dip. Very strong volume over here, right? Good volume here. So if we do reverse, think of everybody who might be trapped. 30-minute did just close, though. It was a pretty strong 30-minute, so we might have to wait for this 30 to close. Or what's the hourly look like, right? So the hourly still has 30 minutes. 15-minute, alright, we'll see. Again, we're in a demand zone. If buyers could start to show themselves, I would consider longs. Let's see, what kind of longs are we looking for? And it all depends. I'd probably wait for the 5 minutes to close, and that's going to give us about 3 minutes left. And the reason I want to wait for the 5 minutes to close is because it's a lot stronger and could really paint us a clearer picture. There's gold, held that 15-minute fair value gap pretty strong. Look at that 1 minute, and it's taking off. So we're just waiting right now. Oh, that's cool. Look at all the sellers trapped in there on the Nasdaq. We want to see if sellers want to take us back. If we want a reversal candle on the 5, what do we want to do here? Still have 2:30 left in the 5 minute. 15-minute also just opened, which does have 12 minutes left, guys. So imagine this thing did want to pump up for a while and then reversed. It's got 12 minutes. It's 12 1-minute candles, right? So anybody who's super zoomed in, they might be switching their bias 12 times. So it's not worth it right now. Let's be patient. Let's let those higher time frames really paint the picture a bit more clear for us. Let's add an alert here on gold. See if gold wants to hold. It's always good to be aware of multiple tickers, so we could be looking for multiple setups. You know, what has a higher probability than the next one, right? So look at gold on the dailies, also strong, just like crude. So if we could get a retest of this 15-minute fair value gap, that would be huge. I think we did get the full entry though, because look at it. We had one touch and then the second tap, and now we have a 1 minute fair value gap that we're trying to hold. I don't like 1 minutes. Unless they're with like a 15 and a 5, I'm not a fan of a 1. Taking a look at Nasdaq again, sellers, buyers, fighting it out down here. I like this is good volume in a demand zone though, right? Look at ES pushing real strong. Definitely probably going to be looking for some longs on Nasdaq next candle. When this 5 closes, depending on where this 5 closes. Look at this, guys. 50 seconds left, right? Plenty of time for it to dump and close bearish, and for me to be out of it. Plenty of time for it to stay still or pump. So patience is key right now. 40 seconds. Give me 1 second. Grab my watch. I don't know about you guys. I use an Apple Watch. Love that thing. I have 2 assistants in my life. ChatGPT and my Apple Watch. Good buying pressure there. Gonna look for some Nasdaq longs. How's the 15 look? I'd prefer if we got to push back lower for an entry long on Nasdaq. Yeah, like that. Where are we? So we'll give longs a shot there on Nasdaq. Stop loss, we'll keep it tight, stop loss, just always playing it tight, always playing it tight. That way if it does break and not work out, we're able to stop out quick and find a re-entry if we have to. So I'm in pretty light Nasdaq now. It does look like bears are trying their best here. What's this? 2310, 310, 310. So 308 will be my stop loss then, right below that strong level on Bookmap to see if it wants to hold. So right now we just stopped out everybody who had their stops at the bottom of that previous 5 minute. So we're going to be a little patient again. Stops are a little below and bookmap right over here. Still in a demand zone. Equities are pretty weak though, so a little bit of a red flag there. Yeah, I'm not liking that to the downside. Let's see, and that's okay. It's okay to switch our bias. It's okay. That's just reading the market and reacting. We're just gonna wait a sec here. See, again, it is still a demand zone, but that was really strong selling pressure, and I'd rather not be long against it. I'd rather stop out and find another entry, because if it wants to stop me out here and push way lower over here, then I could look for a re-entry once we pull back at that point, right? So there's no reason to be too worried, no reason to jump the gun into a trade. Just very light, take it as is, follow your setup, follow your rules. $304 left in this. We're getting pretty consolidated, pretty choppy right here. I'd like to see a breakout back higher. Again, because we're in a demand zone. That's why I'm looking for longs. Especially because we took out that previous 5-minute low. And ES did not, right? So that's a bit of divergence. NQ made a new low of day, ES did not make a new low of day. But that is more bearish for the NASDAQ. So we do have to remember that too. So let's see though, because the divergence does usually give us a signal for a shift in market structure. Nice. Some good buying pressure. And again, we're in a demand zone, so I do want to see a strong move out of this demand zone. Nice, that's great. Huge. Huge, 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 huge. Not much resistance above us till 375. 375, guys. So we got room on these longs. Ooh, sellers keep trying to step in though. Gotta remember that we're in this demand zone. So we're gonna be patient. We know our risk, we know our reward, as we do every trade. Not looking too good on the longs. We're really not finding much support under us. But again, in demand zone, being patient here. Minute 30 for the 5 to close. 15 closes in 6 minutes. Could now play it a bit safer, you know, and put our stop loss hard stop at the bottom of this 5. Hoping that that was the final stop run for the shorts. That way we could play it safe, because if we're wrong, it will just stop us out then. See how we're using our stop losses to stop us out if we're completely wrong on the trade, exactly how a stop loss should be used. I'm not a fan that buyers did fail up there. I'm really going to need to see good buying pressure again, but we keep failing. So more likely than not, I'm probably going to end up getting out of this, but we still have 40 seconds left in the 5-minute. But again, that's some good selling pressure, not much support under us. Hard stop is at the low of the current 5-minute candle, so I do want to see buyers take us back higher on this 5, but right now, look at this, we're starting to fail. Starting to fail pretty strong. Remember, NASDAQ has been much weaker than ES. Weighted index is weak right now. Definitely not looking good for longs. 10 seconds left. Need a strong pop now, or forever NASDAQ. Hold your stop loss. A second left. Yeah, guys, it's going to stop run that. Yep. That's alright. That's alright. That's alright. Just got to take it as a small loss, and you know what? Now we could be patient and watch the 15, because again, if that wanted to stop hunt again, we're still in a demand zone. Then I'm going to wait for this 15 to close. I'm going to enter on the 15 with higher confirmation, higher probability. But right now, bears have been taking down every bull move we see. I don't want to be jumping into that again. Jumping into something that just proved me wrong. Yo, good morning, Roberto. Good morning, good morning. Let's see. Again, look at this. Every time, though, just because buyers kept failing, sellers keep failing too, right? But not so much, because sellers are making new low days on the NASDAQ. So it's definitely having trouble down here. Sellers are having trouble down here in this demand zone. Buyers are having trouble up here, though. So again, it really does go both ways. With that being said, we will just have to wait for the 15 to close. Gold, crude, anything? Nope. 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 ES, much stronger than NQ. Sort of giving us a sign a lot of times when ES is trending one way, NASDAQ does sometimes follow. I don't want to say one follows the other. They are their own tickers, but they do, as you guys all see, often trend together. I am considering getting back into some longs. I know I was stopped out, but I really wanted to wait for that 15 to close. What's a 30 look like? 30 also could close in 18 minutes, so it's like, it's tough. The hourly closes in 18 minutes, so I'm going to go based off the 15. If the 15 gives me a good reversal candle, then we'll take some more longs. VIX is pushing lower, which is bullish. Could always start a position again here on NASDAQ, but again, I don't want to be getting in longs just for bears to slap it down again. We saw bears slap it down so many times today. That's why I want to wait for the 15-minute to not only give me the confirmation, but to give me the peace of mind that, hey, you know what? We have higher time frame behind us too now. There's a better chance. But without that 15, if this 15 closes just bearish, then we're no good. But right now, this 15 looks okay. Yep, it stop hunted us. That's okay. That's okay. I could have been a bit safer and had my stop lower over here, but the thing with that is it makes my risk to reward a 2 to 1, and I hate those. I'm not a fan of those. Before I was really looking for more of a 4 or 5 to 1, and that's what I like to see, right? Now, if I get my 15-minute setup, I'm going to be able to enter somewhere. You know, we'll figure out our entry at that point, and we'll take it from there. But it's just to have the confirmation, to have a tighter stop loss, a better risk to reward. It's always going to be in your favor. And some good buying pressure. Not the best, though. Look at the buy bubbles. Still pretty weak. Not the strongest, but price is moving. Let's see. Crude, gold, chopping around. Staying patient.
Down at the pivot point, getting ready to come down. So right at the pivot point, I'm short on crude at the moment.
Nice. Yeah, look at gold, man. Gold. But I wanted it to close as a red reversal candle. Clearly, it's not giving us that. That's good buying pressure right there. So now let's see, though, do we want to trap those people and get a quick spike lower like we've been getting all morning? Or is it finally time to bring it home and trend back higher? That looks good. That looks good. Let's see, so this is the only fair value gap we have at the moment, and that's if it closes. It didn't close yet. Looks like we're going to have no fair value gap entry on this long position. Again, looking for the 15 to close as a red basing. Oh, it's been doing that lately, man. That's not a good red basing in my opinion. But that's what I wanted. So we'll give it a go on longs on NASDAQ. Pretty shit fill because it wicked so quick. But yeah, 15, and then that hourly that I was watching. Wanted the hourly to close bullish. We're starting to get good buying volume too, so that's why I took longs over here. Again, wider stop loss now, and it's sort of gotta be. When I add and find a better entry, that's when we'll tighten up the stop loss and clean it up. Nice. This is NASDAQ book map right here. 340, pretty strong on heat map. That is the bottom of this current 5-minute candle. Nice. Very good. Very good.
Stopped out on crude at a scratch.
Ah. Alright, so we're waiting on NASDAQ here. I really want to see a strong break above this demand zone. 359, so that 360 area. If we get a good break there, huge. That's beautiful. Love to see that.
Now it breaks.
What's that?
Oh, I got stopped out on a scratch and then it broke.
Oh, jeez. Happens, man, happens. What time frame were you looking at? Why'd you get stopped out? You moved your stop too soon?
Well, it hit a target area, and I thought, okay, I'm going to move to break even because it could flip back on me. It did flip back on me, and then as soon as I stopped out, it actually ran. So I tightened my stop up because of it hit a area where I expected it possibly to bounce back on me.
Gotcha.
I should have left I probably should not have set my stop, rushed my stop.
Yeah, no, definitely. It seems like I was looking at crude. It looks like you probably moved your stop loss too tight or something. Or if you were looking at the 1 minute, it was probably too tight. If you had it at that pivot, 54, probably would have still been in it.
I'm going to take another stab at it.
Alright, be careful, because now you're entering down here.
Yeah. Crude seems to on the 5-minute orb to do double breaks, so I'm targeting the low of 930.
Gotcha. I like these longs, guys. I was thinking of adding on this weird dip we just had there. Not really getting a good area to add, so we're just gonna hold for now. Maybe we'll get a 5-minute fair value gap, maybe we'll get a 15. Whatever it is, we'll just be patient for now. Back in some NQ longs. Still not the biggest of fans of the longs because we've been sort of failing-ish. But we're in demand, trying to come out of demand. And ES is stronger too. So with both of them being strong, really looking for buyers to step in with some strength, looking for us to continue that trend. And if we're looking at that daily time frame, yesterday was a little choppy, but other than that, these 2 days were pretty strong. We are at the top of this range, though. Little red flaggy there. Definitely a little red flaggy. Just because we're at the top of that range on the higher time frame doesn't mean this lower 15-minute trade I should be worried about, right? So we're going to be patient. We're going to wait. We are noting that we're rejecting the top of this demand zone at the moment. CVD is green on NASDAQ. It is red on ES right now. ES had a nice little liquidity sweep to the downside here. We see a lot of volume on Bookmap, all those sweep orders. So that's something we want to see to potentially give us the volume to push higher again. 5-minute closes in 40 seconds. So I'd really like, again, a strong move above this demand zone, this green zone right here. I want us to close above it somehow, which would require good buying momentum. I'll put this out for you, my nose. Ooh. Look at that 1 hour, guys. That's a nice 1 hour. Bullish basing 1 hour right there. If we want to close somewhere, again, like I said, above that green demand zone would be huge. We'll keep on rejecting this area. Look at this as an area of support. And the question is, does it want to hold as resistance?
Alright, target met on the opening orb reverse.
Nice on crude. Very
Still
good.
got a runner.
Oh.
Runner sitting down targeting 74.74.
Nice. Gold just wicked that 1 hour, 1 minute fair value gap again. I'd really like to see buyers step in here on nice on NASDAQ again. Beautiful. The thing with buyers is we really need... There it is. Ready? Go. Go. Come on, the weighted index is pumping. Ooh, VIX is chopping though. Okay, okay. Weighted index, ooh, ran into a bit of a wall. NVIDIA wants new high a day. Microsoft's rejecting. Meta's pretty strong new high a day. Amazon's rejecting. Really want to see buyers here. This is my weighted index. This is these 5 stocks combined. NVIDIA, new high of day. I want to see if NASDAQ could feel that. Apple also trying to push green. There we go. Beautiful. Love it, guys. Love it right there. Right there. I like it when you do it right there. 1 hour. Now, I wanted the 1 hour to close red, believe it or not, because that would be a basing 1 hour for potential huge move to the upside. But shit, if the 5 wants to keep running, the 5 could keep running. I don't really see a re-entry at any point either. So, like, maybe this 15 wants to run and the next 15 wants to run. It'll create a 15-minute fair value gap here. That's what I would like to see. Like, something like that right there. If we could create an imbalance out of this demand zone, that will be my area to re-enter, right? So, because I'm already in down here, my re-entry will just be where I add and where I tighten up my stop loss so I could really let my winner run. Where am I right now?
Alright, so crude downside targets 7509 is a low liquidity point. 7503 is the pivot point.
Gold's coming back. Gold's coming back to that 1 minute fair value gap that it held before. Let me get NQ up here so we can watch NASDAQ up here while we watch gold down here.
You didn't like gold because it didn't do your supply and demand.
No, I like gold. It does supply and demand. Seven minutes till the 15 closes. Same with the hourly. Some selling pressure stepping in there on NASDAQ. Came back near my entry point. That's okay. That's pretty crazy. Minute 40 left. 15 closes in 6:40. So I'm not worried about this 5 right now. We have a minute 37 left. You learn through me. Don't wanna see you make the same mistakes. Let's go. Come on, crude. Give us something.
Okay, runner stopped out. Remember, folks, if you're using a runner, the minute your primary contract hits your take profit, runners go to break even. Because they're the home run possibility ones.
Right, they're a runner for a reason. Unless you're fully happy with your profits and you want to take all your contracts off at that first TP, then that runner should definitely either go to break even or you definitely tighten up on that stop loss because you're looking to just squeeze some more out of that. Sometimes, you know, if you have 2 to 3 take profits, when we hit take profit 2, you can move your stop loss to take profit 1.
Absolutely.
ES pumping away. Really want NASDAQ to start doing the same. Now, ooh, NVIDIA rejecting new high a day. For now. Amazon with some strength, finally, 30 seconds. There we go, NVIDIA with a little pop right there. ES new, not new high of day, yes new high of day. Yes, new high of day, ES, beautiful. But the question is, how does NASDAQ want to react? Because that's some strong divergence. ES is taking out data high and new high of day. NASDAQ is nowhere near either of them. Much weaker. I want the 5 to continue here, guys. I want the 15 to continue here. This is the last 5-minute candle of the hourly and the 15. So it's very important that it just chops around and does absolutely nothing for us. There we go. That's some good buying pressure. I like that. There we go. What is this? NASDAQ? Why isn't it looking like that on... You saw that push up for like 5 points that like didn't really reflect on here too quickly. A lot of resistance overhead. Love this. Love this. Nice. Good buy bubble. Beautiful. Yo, good morning, YouTube guys. Don't forget, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I go live Monday and Friday here on Bullishbrs YouTube and Twitch. I like to try to go live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Remember, I wanted the 1 hour to close sort of red. If we could close near the data low would be great. And if we get that along with the 15-minute fair value gap, that's going to be an A++ setup. We're going crazy with that. Nice. Every time these buyers, though, try to keep pushing higher. Keep trying to take us higher, buyers. These two levels up here are very important. 379, and we see that 375 is very strong. News coming at 10. Oh, good call. Great call. Ooh, nice buying pressure. Yeah, oh my god, Michigan sentiment report. Yo, I'm getting out, right here. If we get another pushback higher, I'm gonna get all out of this because I don't want to be in for that news at all.
Crude on the 1 minute broke VWAP to the south, has come back and is retesting VWAP.
I'm out there.
To the north, so we're looking to see if we get the Busby to the south.
Gotcha. Alright, I'm out of longs there, guys. Like right over here. Entry was over, where was it? I deleted the thing. I'm trying to go back. It's not showing up. Entry was 347. About right here. I got out over here around like 67. So only a little 20-point move on NASDAQ. It was a little choppy on its way up. ES is at new high of day, and we have news at 10. Adrian, huge shout out to Adrian for reminding me news at 10, because that is probably going to bring in volatility. Now, I'm thinking, though, again, with however this hourly closes, I might jump in that news, because, I don't know, it looks good. If we get an explosive move, take out that data high again, that'd be clean. Wait, 1 hour supply zone right here on NASDAQ. So that's cool. Supplies forming above us. Got to be aware of that. Good morning, and good morning, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well today. Okay, good. Everything is working. I'm glad I got out of those longs. I'm glad the homie Adrian let us know. Get out! We got news. Look at the chop fest and crude right there. Here's gold is back at that 1 minute fair value gap. It's tapping it again. It does look good for longs here on gold. Again, though, if we didn't have news. But we got news in 50 seconds. Good buying volume, but you're gonna see they're gonna start pulling the orders off of the book. Give me 1 sec.
Remember we said in this morning's briefing that I did that crude has a edge to the 30-minute orb. It was like a 40% chance that it would break south, and only an 11% chance that it would double break. Now, of course, remember, it can still go back in the orb, but it's just saying it won't cross, only 11% chance that it'll take out the high, which I'm showing right now at 75.55.
I'm giving longs a shot on that pullback. I know, it's crazy. Filled me like right here. Stop loss is going to be new low. I'm looking for that hourly to continue higher. Maybe the volume will give us, and the news will give us the move we need. This hourly candle is what was making me bullish. This hourly already opened without an upper wick. Would really like to see a crazy move higher. Crazy volume coming in there. A lot of absorption. Still in demand. Crude oil dumping right now. There's NASDAQ with the weak, excuse me, with the weakness.
I
Ooh.
went short on the break south, targeting 74.74.
Oh, nice on crude.
Right. Took profit at the pivot point with my primary at 75.03. And now my runner is holding out for 74.40, 74.74.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Really looking, I really wanted the hourly to continue, which means it's going to be not a swing trade, guys. Some people think swing trades are when you hold it for a few hours. It's still just a day trade. Swing trades are when you hold it for multiple days. So that's what I'm looking for here. Good buying pressure, great buying pressure. Love to see that. Getting met with a pullback. I want to see this pullback hold. This 33.50, good, perfect, just like that, just like that. That's how I'm using Bookmap right now. Really want to see a break above this 57.60. Looks like we want it. Nice, nice, huge, huge, huge players and playettes. Big moves and big moves only. That's right, yes sir. Yes, sir. I feel like adding on this, too. Yes, sir! I'm in one NQ contract. 41 was my entry. I want to hold this. I really want to break above the fair value gap that we're hitting and rejected right now. This one right up here. And again, that hourly was keeping me bullish. So if we can get a strong push and close somewhere above that level, that would be ideal. Still green even though we're pulling back. Definitely not a fan of that selling pressure though. Probably might cut this short. We're gonna see. Gotta be patient. Again, if I'm looking for the hourly, I can't be stopped out on a 1 minute. That'd be silly. I gotta look at the hourly if I want to stop out. And how does the hourly look? It doesn't look like I should stop out of longs. It looks like these lower wicks in demand. And look at this big demand zone too right here. It looks like we might want to create another demand zone on this demand zone, right? And that's just higher probability. It's a zone lining up with another zone. It's an area of interest. I'm just going to be really patient here. It does feel like it wants to take out a low again. We do have to remember NASDAQ was much weaker today than the ES. But we do have to remember daily time frame, bullish bias, all that other nonsense. So staying patient here, going with that hourly trend right now. Sometimes I just have to ramble to convince myself. No, I'm just kidding. Stuck between a rock and a hard place over here on NASDAQ. Again, it does look like sellers might want to try it to gun to the downside. If we're looking at Bookmap right now, if we're looking at the hourly time frame, it does not look like sellers want to take it to the downside. 30 seconds left on this 5 minute. Gold's coming back to this area of interest too. Let's make this bigger on gold. That way if we don't watch the NASDAQ, it'll move in our favor. See, Bookmap over here is moving in our favor. Potential setup on gold here. Take out that low. We're still in NASDAQ longs. Pretty good entry so far. But remember, it's not a good entry if we dump to it anyways. Still got that divergence. ES at newer highs. NASDAQ is not near any highs. So NASDAQ is still much weaker at the moment, guys. We do have to acknowledge that. NVIDIA with a pump. Hopefully NASDAQ can feel that too. I want to push that red level I have on NASDAQ. That's where that recent hourly closed. I want us to close above that on the 5-minute. Back to VWAP, back to that zone. Nice, good buying pressure. Glad we got back in it. I'm glad we got out of it and back in it, guys. Shout out to Adrian. We locked in gains on the first long. We got out before it chopped us out, got back in at a better entry, and now look at this pump that we're riding all the way back up. That's crazy. Keep going. Keep going. All for it. All for it. Should have got an extra contract, but the stop loss was pretty wide. Oh my goodness, guys. Nice. Love to see it. Love to see it. What'd I say? If that hourly's trending, I ain't worried about a 1 minute. And guess what? If we make a fair value gap up here, that would be even more wild. Because, again, that trend might even go even more parabolic. We have an hourly supply at 450. 100-point move on NASDAQ from entry? Yeah, that's doable. I'll hold. What's that buying pressure? Ka-ching. Ka-chow. Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful, guys. Wow. Great, great, great move. Great move.
So I talked this morning in my stream about the BRB. Break,
I got a call. I'm so sorry. But you take it, Marzetti.
Thank you. Okay. So we talked this morning in my stream about the Busby, the BRB, break, retest, bounce. Here I just posted a screenshot of it over in Maine. So price came up to VWAP, bounced, broke VWAP going south, retested VWAP north, broke south, took it short. Kevin, your mic is open. Um, it did not. It did hit my first target, which was the pivot point. Then I was running for 74.74. It did not reach it, so I was moving my stop forward, advancing it, and so two contracts basically at the same place, $130 a contract. So 260 on that trade, kind of illustrating the stuff that I talked about this morning in the stream.
Good morning, everyone.
I did.
Morning, guys.
There we go. Oh no, I can't unmute because I gotta make another call now. I'm probably gonna get out of NASDAQ. I don't know. I was thinking of getting out sort of here, if anything, but I did want to see us take out that 416. There we go. Nice. Oh man. Oh man. Cole's gonna have to wait. Let's go, Bulls. Come on. One more pump and we're out. One more pump and we're out. I'm worried that the market knows that. Alright, so there's that break. I'm putting my sell stop at that level. Alright, I'm all out right there. I'm all out right there. Huge trade, great trade. I think it does want to go run to that 1 hour supply. It was only in one contract, so I do have to cut it there. Huge trade, great trade, guys. Really good. Now give me 1 second.
Okay. So those of you doing crude, you see at 940, we had a high. We've now set this low here at 10 o'clock, and we've done a 50% um, reversal half back. So we've done a 50% half back. So that does set up a box. So you could take that 940 high, that 1001 low. That'll be your breaking points, whether you're going high or low, kind of thing. That would be your measured move. That would be your measured move. So whatever that is, what do we got? 74, 78. So 75.55 minus 74, 78, whatever that is. That's what, about 75 ticks, plus or minus there. So you've got a box set up here. Just got to be patient. Wait for the box to break unless you have another trade idea. Remember, if you do a box trade, we don't necessarily take, unless it's part of your strategy, or if you're using indicators and you get green lights all over the place, we don't take a wick outside of the box. We only take a close outside of the box. And then the actual entry is the next candle that breaks the candle that closed outside of the box. If it runs like fire, we just avoid chasing it. We're coming up to the top of that box right now. Now, the downside to this trade is, if you were with me in the morning session, I marked out a no trade zone because of a lot of chop. And that no trade zone is from, at the bottom, 75.43 up to around 75.85, because we have seen in the past that when price gets into that zone, it just chops all over the place. So if you decide to take, if it does break to the north, you've got to be aware that this would be a scalp zone, not a long trade, because of the fact that this is an established, really choppy area. So that's just something to bear in mind with that. So again, we look at the overall picture, and the overall picture tells us that, we just stuck our toe up into that chop zone. We rejected it. If we look here on the 1 minute chart, we kind of see here from about 9:35 to 9:46, you kind of see that little consolidation area there on the 1 minute chart that acts as a magnet. And so we actually went right back up to that little chop zone, consolidation zone, or conversation zone, as somebody would say, and and rejected out of it. So we always need to watch the bigger picture, not just zoom in on the one little tiny trade that we see in front of us. Always look at the higher time frames. Always look left.
Yep, exactly. Good stuff, Marziti. Guys, look how close gold was to giving us that entry. So close.
That's because diamonds are forever, not gold.
It's funny, I'm surprised there is no diamond index to trade. I would love to trade diamond. That's so cool. Guys, look at this bull move. This is insane. I stopped out 75 points. It's gonna run up to that 100 points, 108 points.
There's a reason diamonds are not traded on the open market.
Yeah, right. It would just go from like 100 to like 100,000 and just keep rising.
Yeah, well, the thing about diamonds are actually regulated as far as how many are released to the market at a time.
Ah.
So that's why rubies and emeralds are actually considered more valuable than diamonds.
Really?
Yeah, diamonds are regulated on how many hit the market at a time to maintain price. There's not actually a rarity on diamond. It is controlled release. Emeralds and rubies, on the other hand, are not regulated like that, and that's why they're considered actually more valuable. Gold also is released as it comes to market.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool. Come on, NASDAQ. Give us a pop to that supply zone. Nice, nice, nice. Sniper. I just caught that a little bit. 2 contracts real quick on that. Got out right at supply. Not playing games with it. Nice trade today, guys. Really great trade today. Adrian, man, good teamwork on that. You still in here, dude? Yes, sir. There he is. Good stuff. Remy, Ricardo, Roy, how about you guys? Tanisha, Michael, MJ, Trader, what, you guys take any trades today?
I'm trying to scalp on the way up, but I'm getting chopped up right now, so I'm just gonna wait. I'm right on the day right now.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, alright. That's alright, that's alright. As long as are you following, like, you know, your stop loss limit and stuff like that?
Yes, sir.
Alright, good.
I'm just down to $100, so yeah.
Alright. Manageable. Do you trade paper or you trade funded account?
I'm not there yet, so I'm trying to get funded.
Gotcha. Oh, are you on like an Apex?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha, that's cool. Very cool, very cool. Damn, gold. Damn, gold. What's Crude doing? Crude's a freaking barcode today. Do they have barcode? I don't know.
Kevin,
if they...
check main.
Oh, thank you. I got 30 points in NQ. Yes, sir. Dude, love that. Love that, love that, love that. 30 points in NQ. Thanks to you. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Oh, with me. Good stuff. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Yeah, definitely had higher probability on that. Because again, guys, that hourly time frame. Look at this. Look at this reaction. That tells me we're going to trend too. So, like, boom. That's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. I'm going to be waiting for the 15-minute. Again, I wanted a 15-minute fair value gap or imbalance out of this demand zone. And that's already what we're getting. So huge stuff today. Great day, guys. Love to see it. Really good stuff.
I caught some of that NQ momentum as well. Got in early with you around 41. I'm still pretty new at this, so I'm getting used to like pulling my winnings quickly. So I pulled it once and then re-entered on a pullback and then pulled it again near the top of 437.
Cool, man. Good. So you were still able, though, to catch the momentum, catch the move higher?
Yeah, I caught it twice.
Nice. That's great. That's really great. Let me see. And
I'm still like not super comfortable like riding a position for a long time because I've seen it like just about hit my limit and then it like goes the other way. So I was like, I'm in that position right now. I kind of want to lock in the early gains.
Dude, 100%. And that's a very common, you know, mindset and thought process to have when it comes to trading. Like, you know, like, okay, this is green, but, you know, I've seen it green before and it just completely turned red on me. Let me lock this in. Because once you lock in gains, you're locking in the gains. But the problem at some point might turn into, you know, are you locking in gains and keeping the gains smaller than your losses? But if, let's say you're keeping your losses to $25 and your gains are locking in at 50, that's a 2-to-1, that's great. You would only have to be right 50%, I think 40% of the time to be profitable. So that would be great, just as long as your wins are bigger than your losses. But a lot of times cutting winners short will start to sway your risk to reward. But it sounds like you're still new and you're just sort of finding your way through it. So I think you're doing the right thing right now.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I walked away for a couple minutes and missed the entry for the big move on NQ. I tried to buy it earlier this morning, but got wicked out for a $200 loss. I had the right direction, just got wicked out and missed the second entry. Yeah, Adrian, today was a tough one entry-wise. I got this really great entry because of the news. And the thing is, we look at this and we say, well, there was no imbalance or fair value gap to enter on. There was no like 5 or 15-minute demand zone here, but there was a 30-minute and a 1-hour demand zone we were in right here from yesterday. So this was an area of consolidation where buyers at some point took control. So yesterday buyers took us from 359 to 492. Now they took us from that 357 so far to 350, right? So we're seeing the repetitive price action in the market by finding that common zone, and it also lines up with the bottom of the range, right? This is now our range, and we found that range with supply and demand. Oh, as for my entry though, I was confident in taking this along down here, even though we were very volatile and we had that news, because the news drove us down for a moment and it gave us an imbalance to the upside. The 5-minute didn't have an upper wick for quite some time, so we had essentially to at some point fill that. And again, that 1-hour time frame was keeping me very bullish. With the 1-hour basing like this, if I'm looking for a push higher in continuation, then there should be no chance that it pushes below this recent candle. So I said, okay, well, on this dip lower here, when this big green candle was red, that's when I got long. And then when it was all the way up here green is when I got out. Actually got out here and then scalped a few more up there. But my point being, we were able to look for different reasons to enter, different confirmations. Time frame analysis was so important in this. Finding the demand zone was so important in this. Finding the range was so important in this. Knowing when there was news was so important in this. Risk management, so important. You guys get my point. There's pieces to the puzzle. But so far, in my opinion, and everybody in here has been doing fantastic. We are doing great as a team, as a community, and it's days like this that you could really, pick up on things, review the replay again, and say, okay, well...
Hey, Kevin, can you hear me?
Yes, what's going on?
Hello, it's your guy from over the pond here.
What's going on, man? What's going on? How you doing? Any trades today?
Yes, I caught 25 points on that way up, and I just caught a 7-point scalp off of the recent support there.
Very good. How do you...
But I got chewed up. I jumped in too early from the open, and I must be patient to wait for confirmation.
Right, exactly. AO asked, how do you take wins along the way without exiting the trade and going back in? Well, you would be exiting the trade. To lock in profits, you would be exiting the trade. So I was only in one NASDAQ contract here, so that's why I locked in my profits when we hit the data high, because I wasn't sure if we were going to go to this supply zone. So instead of risking a reversal and ending up taking profit here, I locked in my profit up here. Yes, that gets rid of this extra profit, but if I had another contract, I would have stopped out, moved my final stop loss to above break even. That's a 2R right there. And I would have looked for that second contract to run up here. But I was only in one contract, so what happened was I was in this one, got out here, and then I got back in on this pullback. When was that? I got back in at 439 on this push right here, and I got right out as soon as it tapped the zone. So literally this was a 1.5 minute trade, not even a 1 minute trade over 2 1-minute candles, because I was scalping the momentum towards that supply target. But yeah, when it comes to taking profit and stuff, you would need 2 contracts or more, so you could cut some off and let some run and move your stop loss like we mentioned with Marziti. You would move it to break even, or you would move it even higher. Damn, son. That's crazy that we caught the lows, man. I really, really wish I had another contract on that run. That would have been insane. And again, guys, yesterday we came from the zone and went all the way up to 508 was high of day yesterday. Now we're in a bull market at the moment, in my opinion. So previous day high, that's usually in my books as a target. So that's pretty wild, guys. This is a fantastic trading day. Really great momentum. And this is exactly what happens, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, trash. I think even yesterday, yesterday was we finally sort of got something, but we didn't get it till 11:30. I mean, I don't know, 11:45. I don't know about you guys. I'm usually done by 11. But then finally today, what do we get?
You're cutting out.
I'm cutting out. You guys hear me? Test. You guys hear me all right? 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. You guys hear me?
Can't hear you right now.
Can't hear me right now. That's weird. It says I'm talking. Marziti, could you hear me?
No, you cut out.
Yeah.
Am I still cutting out for real?
Can hear you right now.
Can hear you right now.
Okay. Wow. That's nuts, guys. That's absolutely nuts of a move. Catch those live here. Bullishbrs live Monday and Friday. Oh, what'd I just type in there? Oh, that's the stream key. Do any of you want to come stream? Now I'm gonna have to make a new stream key.
Hey Kevin, can I share a little something about just that kind of relates to the guy who said he sells and cuts his trade early?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this morning my setup happened and I got a trigger at on NQ at 10:05 when it was around 365.
Okay.
So I entered it and it was good and I took profits at like 390. Which was great. That's a great day. But look at it now. It's 470, and nothing on my system told me to sell. Nothing.
Yeah.
And so that's just the. I mean, look at all the points that I just. I left 100 points on the table pretty much. So I'm not upset because I did great. But at the same time, that is, if I would just follow my system, that'd be another 100 points. Roughly 100 points up.
Yep, that's right. As traders, as great as it is to cut losses short, it's also great to let winners run. Because that will really cover those losses. That will let you grow a account strong. That will let you grow as a trader. But yeah, no, I know. I'm thinking the same thing. Like the exit down here at this data high, going over it again and just journaling, just mental journal right now, thinking, okay, well, we had I was talking earlier, the data high, data low, manipulation to the downside, and then and distribution. Now, a distribution won't just take us to that recent high of the range. It will take us even higher. So again, that also, like you said, that being sort of a reason that I should have held this trade, but I can't not reason with myself that I was only in one contract. And a data high being as strong as it is, and NASDAQ being as divergent as it was, because NASDAQ wasn't breaking this high just then, right? NASDAQ was barely breaking this level. So it was smart because I had one contract. If I had multiple contracts, right, we could always play it differently. But like you said, once you start cutting those winners short, you leave 25, 50, 100 points on the table. But then you got to ask yourself too, well, how do you know you would have got out up here, right? And how do you know that the market wouldn't have reversed here? We don't know those things. All we can do in the market is react. Now at this point, again, hitting this level right here, with this strong-ass 5-minute candle, I shouldn't have got out. I should have looked at the 5 and said, nah, this is too strong. This is going to that 1-hour supply. So again, it's just a matter for myself too, giving more respect to my zones, right? Giving supply and demand the upper hand than a data high, data low, ICT SMC concept. I like my supply and demand. That works amazingly well for targets and entries. That's what I'm going to stick with. That helps me find my ranges, etc., etc. That was a crazy move today, guys. Love it.
All right, remember crude is in that no trade chop zone right now. It is approaching high of day, and then above that at 76 even is a supply zone.
It's just going in circles on crude. Crude also had the manipulation to the downside over here. And then the distribution. Now let's take a look at our equities. Again, equity is something I'm always looking at when I'm trading the NASDAQ or ES. Awesome. That's exactly what I meant to do. Look how strong we were popping. We were holding VWAP. We were squeezing there. And then we had, this is 10.05. And that's when we had that continuation on NASDAQ too. 10.05 is when we had that first really nice green candle. 10.05 right here. Absolutely. Gold's pretty good for buys. Not right this second, of course, but connect through our trusted. I was gonna say, what the hell is that? That's the other trading view screen. Good buying pressure here. The question is, are we going to push higher, or are we getting choppy in the supply zone? I wouldn't look for any more longs here. We had our long entry. It was a phenomenal entry. And they really didn't give us any pullbacks to re-enter, right? It sort of just ran up like crazy. And a lot of times in the market, when it does that, it is a bit easier to just sort of scalp the momentum, right? When the market's shooting in one direction, which it very rarely does, it becomes a bit easier to scalp it. But the market doesn't always do this. And that's why we have to be prepared for ranges, for when we're reversing, for when we're ranging, trending, all of it. It very rarely will give us a very quick move up like this. When it does, it comes with volume that we see down here. We got to take full advantage of that, scalp that move higher. But again, very rarely does it do that. It was squeezing in a demand zone. The hourly was squeezing too, gave us an hourly basing candle. It was just lining up too good for us not to take. I don't even know what time is it. 10:30. So because of how strong this hourly is, I'm not going to take another trade until the next hourly opens. Now the next hourly, I'm going to want to see that thing wick back as low as it can go. As low as it can go. But not too low. Maybe somewhere into this data high. Any fair value gaps down there? Yeah, so we have this fair value gap right here. There's a 5-minute imbalance, or fair value gap, whatever you want to call it. Shit for shat. VWAP curving up higher too, again, very bullish. Great stuff. Gonna add alert there. And again, we're waiting for the hourly to close now. It's got 30 minutes left. Oh, guys, I'm going to be starting, obviously you guys know I do the coaching sessions and stuff, and that's great, so let me know if you want to do any coaching, but I'm going to start accountability sessions, so weekend accountability sessions, $50 per session. It's going to be 4 people per class, so me and 4 others, and we're going to go over, everybody will get 15 to 20 minutes, we're going to go over your trades that week, what setups you were looking for, what biases you had, and we're all going to sort of go over it as a group, and I feel like doing that weekly for you guys can really help you by having that sense of accountability towards your trades. And yeah, I think that's going to be great. If anybody is interested in that, I might start them this Sunday. I already have one person that's interested, so you guys let me know if you're interested too. And yeah, I figured that would be fun. Because why not? I like it. I wish it's... You know what it is? I try to think of things that I wish people would do for me when I started. Like, if I was doing an accountability session weekly, I just think, like, how much easier, or even if I had a one-on-one mentor, how much easier, simpler, how much less noise it would be trying to learn to trade. Every Tom, Dick, and Henry, or Tom, Dick, and Harry, whatever the saying is, trying to say, learn ICT this, learn that, learn this, learn that. Just keep it simple, or find something that works for you. I'm all for helping you learn what works for you. If you like fair value gaps, optimal trade entries, let's do it. If you like supply and demand, hell yeah, let's do it. But accountability is key, regardless of what strategy you're using. You should always be using the same strategy every day you're trading, right? If my primary strategy is supply and demand, every day I have to give supply and demand that one up from everything else. Not sometimes, sometimes. No, every day. Because in the market, we look for repeatability, and we look to create a system that we could put into the market every day.
Well, now, wait a minute. If you're going to do that, you got to come up with your, that was so stupid look. You know, when you chastise, you got to come up with your.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
You
No
know,
way.
You're going to get that look.
Let me make
You
it.
gotta give 'em that look.
Let me make it clear. We'll not be giving anybody any looks if you do anything wrong. This is purely accountability to give you the responsibility and accountability to not take any stupid trades during the week.
To be honest with you, if you shamed me into trading properly, it would probably help me.
Okay, so you know what? It will be however you want it. However you want it. If you want me to be like, well, that was fucking stupid, no problem. If you want me to kill it with kindness, I'm cool with that too.
I actually do respond well to being like shamed in public. I won't do it again.
Oh my god, that's really funny. Listen, you know what? You might be onto something.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Oh, yo, I could be like Gordon Ramsay. What?
Yeah,
what
that's
the
what you need.
bloody hell kind of trade was that? There was.
Gordon Ramsay approach to trading. I wonder how many people would sign up for that.
Oh my god, that'd be really funny. You just gave me a great idea for a video. What kind of bloody trade was that? There was no divergence, no demand zone, no take profit, no liquidity sweep. My bloody hell, you just went in naked.
I love it. I love it.
And you can throw tomatoes at her in the stocks, like medieval style.
That would be funny.
Yeah, go full British.
That would be
Throw
really
tomato.
fun. Oh, if somebody says they had a bad trade, I could play this. It's pretty funny. Good trade. But you gotta remember too, guys, accountability isn't all just bad, you know? If we go over a really good trade you took, you're gonna want to take that trade again, right? You're gonna journal it, and you're gonna be like, wow, I took this setup, and it was a 4-to-1, and it hit almost instantly. It was a really great setup. Journal every little piece of it, and look for that setup again, right? I can now go to my accountability session this weekend with Kevin and the gang and say, I took this setup is really good. You know, be excited about it. It's okay to be excited about trading. It's not okay to be emotional, and excitement is an emotion, but it's okay to be excited when you're learning, because that means you're learning right? If you're bored when you're learning something, think of it like if you're in a school, or if you have a class, or really just any day type stuff where you're learning something. If you're bored when you're learning it, there's a good chance you're not going to pick up on everything. If you're excited and really into it, you're going to want to know the ins and outs and do it right.
So you'll have to have an opening icebreaker, and everybody will have to tell, you know, my best accomplishment for the week was.
That's a good idea.
I took a shower.
My shower didn't turn red on me. Let's see. Icebreaker. That's really funny because I'm actually going to be writing that down. Icebreaker. Best versus worst moment. And again, this is something that's great because an accountability session like that, that's great for anybody who's brand new, that's trying to learn a strategy. Anybody who's already been in the game for a while, that's sort of just trying to etch out some bad mentality shit. I like it a lot. I almost like it better than the one-on-one coaching, the accountability sessions. The one-on-one coaching is great if you're really trying to learn a strategy and nail something down and really like pinpoint focus on something, and you need that one-on-one accountability, because that's great too. 100% recommend. But even just the weekly, because the weekly's, the accountability session is only going to be $50 a session for you guys versus the 100 for the one-on-ones. But again, in my opinion, it's worth it. If you're learning how to make a trade, how to trade something, make up to thousands of dollars a day, I think $100 a session is a little bit worth it. That's why I'm not like, oh, I'm not gonna make it $500 a session. That's a little ridiculous. I was thinking, maybe do I make it like a membership thing? It's like $2,000 for 2 months or $2,000 for 3 months, and we just like hardcore go at it, 2 sessions a week. Get my cell phone number, text me if you got a question. But I was like, nah, I don't want to be upping the price. I'm not doing that to you guys. But I also am not going to do it free either, because it's still my time that I'm spending. But I also want to help you guys, so it's gotta give and pull. What is it?
Give and take.
Give and take. Wow, dude, my brain's just shot by Friday.
You're an icebreaker, profit maker, dream maker. Don't you mess around with me. Doo-doo.
That's really funny.
Hi, Kevin. Do you have time for a few questions about Bookmap?
Yeah.
So I can see a green dot with 14 just came up, and what is that? I don't know what page on the Bookmap website to read, because there's about 50 different indicators.
What are you looking at? Like this up here?
If that's saying Q.
Yeah, this is the NASDAQ.
You say it's green above it?
I know, I thought he said the green above it too.
I'm watching a YouTube channel. I'm just learning it. So 23 is I see the icebreaker at the top there, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
The iceberg, that's it.
Yep.
And then there's a 14 next to it. I've got 14 next to it, and a 69 and a 296. Oh, those are 296 has been executed. I get that. If it's green, what does it mean? If it's a green dot, what does that mean? And if it's a red dot, what does that mean?
Yeah.
And there's a few green arrows further back as well.
Are you okay? Okay, I think I see what you're talking
I
about.
think they're sweeps and absorption.
Yep, exactly. So these green ones, you see how these are the same sort of looking, it looks like an iceberg. This green and this red one. So these are the icebergs that have dots. Those were executed icebergs. The icebergs that are a line, like we see this 23 iceberg here, that's an active order. So there's actively an iceberg order sitting selling at that level. And look, once we came into this level over here on this big buy bubble, that iceberg activated for 46 lots, right? So this person right now is trying to sell the NASDAQ at 2479.25.
That's awesome, thanks. There's a little green bubble I can see, a green dot next to it, that says 14 on mine. I don't know what that is.
It says 14 where? Could it be another indicator? Do you have maybe the absorption indicator on, or the sweeps indicator?
It's actually on a YouTube channel called Live Bookmap, and
yeah,
it's 10-second delay, so they're getting away with it. There's a red dot that says 74, and a green dot that says 28, and a green dot that says 14.
Could you take a screenshot of it and send it in the Discord?
Yeah, I'll do that now.
Awesome. That way I could see exactly what you're talking about. Maybe I could recognize it. Alright, let's see. Do you always confirm the supply and demand zones with bookmap? I don't always confirm the supply and demand zones with bookmap, so like this zone down here. So actually, no, because you're not really confirming the zones with bookmap. If anything, the zones are found on the time frame analysis, right? So this was like a 1 hour demand zone, so I found that on the 1 hour time frame. And then what I do is when we come into that zone like we did earlier, right, this 20,342 area, then I'm able to use bookmap and say, okay, let's see if we have any buying pressure coming here, right? Let's see if we have any heavy levels down here to work as support. Let's see what we're working with. Once I start seeing heavy levels or good buying pressure on bookmap while we're in a demand zone that I already have marked out, that gives me the confirmation on the trade. So it's using both hand in hand, but finding one and another separate ways. So I use order flow. Bookmap is the order flow. My zones are the fundamentals. Order flow moves the market. Fundamentals find me my zones. Let's see. Did you send a screenshot of it yet?
Not yet, I don't see it.
Look at this rejection up here. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Oh, we're coming to that 5-minute imbalance.
Caught that whole move.
Get out of here.
Yes, sir. Now I'm green.
Good job, bro. Good job.
Little
Good
tip for
work.
those of you that are on Windows. If you're on Windows 10 or above and you need to do a quick screenshot, Shift, Windows key, and then S as in Sam.
Yes.
It'll bring you up an impromptu screen capture box that you can do. Shift, Windows key, and S as in Sam.
I learned that one a long time ago.
Me too. It does this and then you could drag it for the screenshot. Look at this selling pressure. Good selling pressure coming into this 5-minute imbalance though, so I'm gonna be waiting and watching. How's the hourly look? Ooh, gross. See, I feel like that hourly might want to bounce though.
Huge wick.
Yeah. I almost want to take this on the next test of this zone, but it looked pretty strong to the downside. I don't want to be jumping anything too soon. Yeah, you hear that selling pressure? Remember, we already caught a banger today. Ain't no reason without an A+ confirmation to take this. We'll go light, we'll go light. Stop loss right over here. Literally super light. Super light. Stop loss right there, looking for a quick reaction because of that hourly time frame. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Come on, it's time to trap sellers now. Beautiful. A lot of some support trying to build up under us right there. There we go. Yo, that's nice. Come on. Come on, NASDAQ. Oh, boo. Boo. Come on, give me that pop. Give me that pop. And then we'll stop. And then I'll drop. I'm gonna get out of one. Yeah. No, not a fan of this anymore to the upside.
I scalped that little pullback as well.
Nice, dude. Nice. I'm moving my stop loss up a little bit.
I think we're going lower.
Think we're going lower? I don't know, man. That hourly was pretty strong, but yeah. Sellers did come in pretty strong as well. Close, close, close.
Hey Kevin, yeah, I managed to Discord wouldn't load on my computer because I got too much stuff on it.
Alright.
but it's in the main chat now.
I see that. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, look at that. Sellers do look good right here. Yep. That's alright. That's why we went light. That's why we went light with the tight stop. Okay, E, that's weird. I have no idea. I think that, I don't know why their iceberg has an E on it.
That means it's executed.
Oh. Okay. And then what, you were asking about the ones with the arrows?
No, just the little green dot, 28.
Oh, the green dot.
Green dot 14.
Yeah, I see that. Green dot 14, green dot 28, red dot 74. I haven't seen those. I haven't seen those. I could ask Grant. I could try to figure it out. He's got some other stuff on his thing that I haven't used yet on Bookmap.
Yeah, instead of getting out of the trade, I could have got that whole short move coming down because of the big iceberg at the top. I got in and then took 7 points. Felt very proud of myself, having not taken 70 points a bit. I feel that still.
Yeah. Alright, let's see. I was hoping that we'd get a long setup at some point. Hourly closes in 7 minutes. Starting to get some buying pressure here on NASDAQ.
Bookmap does have its own YouTube channel, and they do have their own streamers, and they all got different strategies. So you could, not that I'm trying to sway you in anything like that as far as a strategy, but you might check a few of those to see if they explain more about what's going on with the chart.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go deep on 10 hours of videos later.
Come on, give us some good buying volume. Get us out of this zone.
Been there on binge watching, absolutely.
Rabbit hole time.
Wingsuits disasters.
Nice. Here we go. Beautiful. I'm back in the longs on NASDAQ in the zone down here. I might turn it into a scalp. It's good momentum out of it. It's really looking for the hourly to close bullish, right? So, got 5 minutes left in that. Very close. Some selling pressure coming in here. Ooh. I'm looking at this iceberg. I bought because of this iceberg, right? So, looking for us to hold that. If we fail that, then I'm out. 20 seconds left on the 5. All the equities are weak right now. Pretty big red flag. They're trying to pull back, not the strongest of pullbacks for equities. 10 seconds left on this 5 minute. There we go, equities. Let's pull back now. If you do, then let's... Oh, guys, Benzinga's hosting this free contest. Don't join yet. I think join for the next contest. I'll grab the link for you guys. And basically what it is it's a contest to see who can make the most on an options account. Everybody starts with 100,000. And it's free to do. You get a free account, I think, with the brokers called Trade Zero. And it's really cool. I would look into it if I were you guys. I'll probably do the contest when the next contest starts. But there's like a prize of like 10,000 or something like that for the winner. It's really cool. And again, it's free. So why not? It's options.
Consolation prize is a lifetime subscription to email spam.
Nice, there we go, buyers. I love this buying pressure right here. Love it. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Oh man, going bananas today. Bananas.
Got that.
Nice, nice. Me too. I'm still holding. I'm in at 402 on NASDAQ. Do you wanna stay together? I'll put my stop loss to 408. No lose. Do you wanna make it better? I don't know if we're gonna get new high today though on this. I might just go for supply again. The buying pressure's getting weak up here. What was that?
I think he's gonna rip down soon.
Yeah. I know, we're sort of running into a little bit of weakness right here. Nothing too crazy. I'm still looking at the 5. Ooh, ooh.
Well, I gotta get going. Thank you for everything, Kevin, and all the best in the market, guys. Have a good weekend.
Absolutely, bro. Have a good weekend.
Take care.
Take care, bro. Be good. There's some good buying pressure right there. Come on, let's go. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, tick away from me. Tick away from me. I'm out right there. I'm out right there. We're going to call it right there. That was a beautiful little run. 36 points on NASDAQ. Almost a 3-1. That's okay. Clean entry. Didn't run against me almost at all. That was my final target. That's okay. And that's okay. That's alright.
Crude breaking north, headed up towards 76 even.
Nice. I'm looking for the hourly close, right? So again, if we can get a good hourly close here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a re-entry. I'm going to look for a re-entry long. In this zone. Good buying right there. Just staying patient, guys. Patience pays. Patience. Crude, nice push there on crude. Gold. I'm telling you guys, the 15-minute, 30-minute, hourly, you find those setups, you'll find good trends. You'll find good plays. If you're looking at the 1 minute, trade off the 1 minute. You're looking at the 5 minute, trade off the 5 minute. Looking at higher time frame analysis, then you could trade off of those lower time frames with your higher time frame zones to look for higher probability trades. It's all pieces to the puzzle that add up and fit right, tight, and snug. So that's the hourly close, right? Okay. So we're going to be looking for a long entry somewhere down here.
Crude is in a supply zone.
Good buying pressure right there. A lot of times we will get a strong move as soon as the hourly opens, though. You know? Yo, was cool. I was on Benzinga this week. That was pretty dope. Appreciate you all for tuning into that and showing support. I'm not sure if I'm going to be on again next week, but I think the following week I might be. So that's pretty dope. Trade Futures Fever with Kevin Futures. on Benzinga. Pretty dope, pretty dope.
Hey Kevin, I figured it out myself. Those little dots are the stop levels, the amount of stops. at those levels.
Oh, those are the stop hunts. That's what it is. Wait. That's right, because you know what it is? My icebergs, I have stops off, because stops are just... Yup, that's right. Wait, how come you got some stops that are green? Oh, maybe those are long stops. Seller colors, buy colors. Oh. Yeah, I don't... You know what it is? I back-tested with those a lot, and they just showed absolutely zero significance. So that's why I keep them off. Like, look, this was a strong... This was a strong buyer, got swept. This person stopped out, reversed. It's just... This was a big buyer, you would think, okay, that's good. I don't know. Big seller. Yeah. You could play with it. Definitely give it a shot and let me know. You know, maybe I was looking at the settings wrong or something. You know, so maybe I'm supposed to look at a strong buyer, like a big buyer, and that should be a stop hunt, right? So this person's getting in longs, we should reverse there. So maybe that's how it's supposed to be done with those. Then I see an iceberg adding to it, right? So maybe that's how.
I think that's right. Yeah, you've got buy stops and sell stops.
Right. Jose mad. YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Come chill with us. Catching some big dubs on NASDAQ. Love it. I didn't mark out previous day high and low on VIX. But if I did, previous day low, we were below previous day low, which is bullish at this point. All the way down here, we were bullish on VIX. So that would have been another confirmation for us, guys. How huge is that? How great is that? Confirmations. I used to be so heavy on confirmations. Then I was so heavy on risk management. Both are going to help you be profitable and consistent. Together, make you unstoppable. You have the right amount of confirmations in a trade, just like we saw this morning. Then you're able, if I had more confidence in it, to go heavier in it, right? If I go heavier in it, then I'm going to, let's say I usually risk 100 to make 400. Well, because my risk to reward is already 4 to 1, I could double it. Because if I double it and lose 200, that's not going to break my account. Then I would just go back to risking 100 right after. So I double it. Well, now I'm risking 200 to make 800, right? Now I'm doubling my reward too. So that's why risk reward is so important. So you see how easily we just went from risking 100 to make 400 to risking 2 to make 8. Now 3 to make 12. You know, it just adds up quickly. 5 to make 2,000. So there's that supply zone. That was going to be my next target on those longs. I ended up getting out a little early.
Hey Kevin, do you find you have to change your bias from before pre-market to intraday? Because yesterday I got 80 points. I walked away. I was very happy, and then during trading, like the actual after the open, the bias had to change because it went bullish, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean,
And I just tried to keep on shorting every wick, and of course I kept on getting stopped out.
right. Yeah, no, so at that point, right, like over here, right, how we had that fair value gap right here, and then we had all those wicks running into it, right?
Sorry, I was talking about yesterday, yeah?
Yeah, isn't this yesterday? Thursday. Yeah, this is yesterday. So like this was very...
Sorry, I was zoomed in on your book map.
That's alright. So yeah, we're very wicky. We had a 5-minute imbalance, and this was created after we had that data high and data low. So my whole thing is once we take out a data low, I really want to see if buyers want to step back in so we could take out the data high, and vice versa. So what I noticed, we had this fair value gap here. We had a nice little, and look, let's replay it, right? Because when we're trading, we're not going to have hindsight. So right now, doesn't this look like it would be potentially a good setup? It's got a fair value gap, it's got a down move, it's got an optimal trade entry. So this looks like it potentially has a good move right there, right? We could enter it there, stop loss at the high, and we would think to target the low. But we have to remember at this point on the daily time frame, look how much higher we were right now, right? We were a lot higher in the market. We had 2 very strong days right before that. And so then it just comes to the matter of, okay, well, let's see it play out. Let's see the reaction to this zone. Right off the bat, we react and it was weak, and we come right back into the zone. Usually we want to see a strong reaction to a zone which would show that there's aggressive buyers or sellers holding us down. So first reaction, these 2 wicks are great, but the follow through was very weak. There was 0 follow through. We came right back into the zone. So with that being said, after seeing us chop out of this zone, I would then call my shorts off. I would call it for break even. I would stop them out wherever they are. I would say, well, let me be patient, because right now I see we're sort of are we at the bottom of a range? Are we making higher lows? Just got to be aware of those things too, right? So we have to be aware of how we're reacting to short setups. How have we been reacting to short setups, right? Were shorts the move yesterday? Well, looking at on Wednesday's price action, we were very bullish. So Thursday, why would we really have that bearish of a bias other than this little move down that was created by a news event, a data event? We don't really have much bearish bias to tell us to go short. So what happens when we don't have good bearish bias? Our bearish zones don't get respected, or they get a lot of chop or consolidation before finally breaking through it. See that? Kept trying to chop between VWAP, demand, and this fair value gap until it finally squeezed and gave us a break. Let's get to where we are now. But I guess what's your question really? I guess just like, how often am I switching my bias throughout the day? Or bias?
I guess I was trying to analyze it as in, if the data was bullish for the dollar, then equities would go down, and that's what happened. But today, the data did the opposite, faked us out, and then headed lower.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like when the data actually came out, like that minute, how it popped and then it dropped?
Yeah. So I saw that it was going high, went long, then that was today. Yesterday I called it right.
Okay, good. So I'm glad you called.
It was more easy on the Fibonacci level. It was easy. I got in at 38% and it carried on.
Perfect. That's good. Okay, good. So yeah, the same thing. Data highs and data lows. Once we create those highs and lows, that's going to be our given range. Once we have our range, we could look for the AMD pattern. The accumulation, which is the chop within the range. The manipulation, which is going to be a breakout to the opposite direction, so the wrong breakout direction. And then it's going to have the distribution, which is going to be after the manipulation. Distribution will bring us back higher or lower depending on direction the manipulation was. So again, this was the same setup.
Thanks, Kevin. That's awesome. I had it back to front. I got to shoot. That's really something to chew over. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, I owe you a Philly blunt and a coffee.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. But yeah, data highs and data lows, I love those setups. Those are like top tier list in my opinion. What time is it, guys? Alright guys, it is 10 after 11. We caught some crazy moves on the NASDAQ today. If any of you have any other questions, let me know. YouTube, hit that like button, hit the subscribe. And guys, I'll see you Monday. Message me if you got any questions. Let me know if you are interested in the accountability sessions. Victoria, I will be extra hard on you if you're interested. And, yeah. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care.